Okay, so at this moment, I'll invite Nile Boda from South Sudan to take the stage.
Hi everyone, my name is Mayang from Juba, South Sudan. Nile Boda is a transportation company that is basically dealing with the movement of individuals around Juba, South Sudan, by using the latest technology in the market, which is the mobile app. Since we started, we managed to onboard close to 500 riders on the Nile Boda app, and we managed to lease out close to 100 bikes in asset financing that we are doing. Why are we doing this? Since we all know that South Sudan is one of the youngest nation in the world with the highest unemployment rate in the country, there is a lot that needed to be done. With the research that we get from Juba Teaching Hospital, there is close to 500 accidents, close to 50 accidents that happen in a single day, and all of these things are being caused by border riders. So there is a solution that is needed for that. Coming to the problem that we are solving as the Nile Boda, there is a two problems which the customer are facing and the riders are facing. First problem is untrusted rider. Whenever you are picking a border on the street, there is this sense of not you trusting the border because you just find them on the street. So it makes a lot of issues with the customer not trusting whoever is going to take them. Unfair pricings. All these border riders can have their own price, okay, at their own cost. Safety is not granted. Whenever you're on a border that you just find on the street, your safety is not granted because you don't even know who is taking you. The problem that the border riders themselves are also facing is low customer value. So their earning is not that so much. And then there is a lack of capital. A lot of young youth want to work, but they cannot afford to buy their own bike. That's the reason why we have asset financing within Nile Boda. The solution is assure safety of the riders. We make sure that the riders are safe. Fair pricings. Whenever you are a customer, wherever you are going, you put on your location or wherever you want to go. It will charge according to the distance and the location, which is the fair pricing. The leasing of the bikes. Seeing a lot of people want to work, we also do the leasing of the bikes for the young people that are also unemployed. The market side we have is that in Juba, South Sudan, there is 420 million trips made annually. And the trip made by a smartphone is 170 million. Our target is 102 trip target that we're willing to make as the Nile Boda. The market side for the leasing of the motorcycles, there is close to 200,000 bikes in Juba, South Sudan. 10,000 people are looking for bikes, and we managed to receive close to 3,000 applications, whereby we are wishing to issue more bikes within the coming time. Our business model is that we charge 10% for commission for any trip that you take for Nile Boda, and bike leasing we charge 25%. For bike leasing, we also charge 25%. We sell a GPS tracker at $100. We sell helmet and reflective jacket that help the riders on their safety. Our attractions on the app, since we launched the Nile Boda app, we managed to onboard 500 riders, signed 250. We managed to complete 500 trips. Riders signed up with 500, and we managed to have 250 downloads in our first 2 weeks, and the app crashed because we don't expect that number of the download to come within the time. Our traction on the bike, we lease out 20 bikes by January, we lease out another 30 bikes by February, and then we lease out 50 bikes that make 100 bikes by April. Our house is $5,000 to help us boost our market, and some few kinds of amount that we need to inject in the app development. And who is going to make this happen? This is the team. We have Susan Gideons, who is handling finance, Simon Chow, who is leading the operations, Mahmoud Jones, who is a software engineer behind the Nile Boda app, and myself, Mayang, who is leading the team. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. My first question would be, is there someone else doing this in South Sudan, in Juba, specifically?
No, Nile Boda is the first.
Well done. My question is, how long have you been in operations? Maybe I didn't get that. And then the second question is, I know when you go in the streets, you find a lot of border borders. There are many young people doing border borders. And how do you ensure that you'll be the leader in the market to make sure that everybody trusts, for example, your product?
Well, Nile Boda started when I first graduated in 2019. I started it as a border rider myself. And the reason why we are doing that is to make sure that we provide a very convenient transportation in South Sudan. We have a Nile Boda Academy in South Sudan whereby we are doing a training. Whenever you want to work for Nile Boda, there is an academy whereby you go to. Okay, there are guys who are going to train you on the traffic rule, on the road safety, and the use of the helmet and the reflective jacket. Then from there, we can be able to sign you up on how you can use the app.
What's your retention plan? What happens if when you have around 10,000 borders subscribed to Nile Boda and a competitor comes? What will make it so hard for the border rider to opt for the other competitor as opposed to staying with you? What's the retention plan?
Well, our plans that we have currently is that we are the first in the market. I can give you an example that when you are first in the market, there's a lot of border company in Uganda right now, but there is the first guy who is in the market that is actually beating the international ones that had never been there. So our intention is to graft the tensions of the border rider, which we did at the time, and we embrace competition because that's where we need to improve from.
Thank you so much. I have seen one of the areas where your revenue streams is like leasing of borders. And I would wonder, like, what is the run interest rate in South Sudan per annum for normal banks, commercial banks? What is the interest rate? Like if I go in a South Sudan bank asking for a loan, currently, what is the interest rate?
I'm not that so much because we don't deal with the bank at the time, but the interest rate is a little bit high due to the standard where the country is.
Yeah, because I have seen 25% per annum,
yes.
And I try to think that it might be too high, like during the leasing process.
Well, our leasing process take 1 year and a half whenever you need a bike. Okay, from that 1 year and a half, there is money that you are paying every single week, which we don't want you to upload you because you still have some of all the things that you need to pay. Maybe your father or maybe a parent somewhere there. So that is it. I don't know if I did reply your question well.
Okay, it's okay.
I think just touching on your revenue model. So how much does the Boda ride actually earn?
In Juba, South Sudan, one border rider can hunt approximate of 10,000 SSP, which is half of $50, like $25 a day.
And then you take 10% commission?
We take 10% commission according to the trip, from any single trip that you have made. Yes.
Okay.
And you said you started in 2019, right?
We started in 2019.
Yourself as a rider or as a Nile Boda?
I started as a border rider. That is where I picked interest in the border business.
So exactly when did Nile Boda start?
Nile Boda started 1 year and a half.
1 1 year and a half ago.
Yes, the official operation, official launching of the Nile Boda started 1 year and a half. It became a little bit tricky for us to manage to put all these things at the places because we don't have any others outside investors.
Maybe an additional question. How far are you now with technology since your app crashed some time back? So what have you done with that?
With the technology, we find out that it's so hard when you are outsourcing, when you are depending from the outside team. So we managed to bring our own team that are basically working within the Nile Boda, that are helping the development of the app, that are actually working within the office. So we are not outsourcing anymore. They are doing something for themselves.
Thank you so much, Tots. Excited to see now Boda in South Sudan making rounds. Thank you.